Hey everybody, welcome back, and in today's installment of our Absolute Beginner series, we're going to be still talking about field care, and we're going to be discussing cultivating, and more importantly fertilizing, because there's not really a lot to go over with cultivating. So basically you have a cultivator, like we have here, and basically you're just going to lower it and you're going to cultivate your field. Now let's go into the store real quick. And let's check out some different cultivators that we have. Okay, so basically with cultivators, they just come in various sizes. Now, this one is a drill. And we talked about those before. These two are actually drills. So these will plant seeds directly into the ground after you plowed. So if you buy one of these, you don't need a cultivator. This will cultivate and plant all in one go. And again, these are all the cultivators that you get in the base game. And then as you work your way up, these are very large machinery that you're going to use for very large fields. Now, I did realize in the last episode we didn't really take a look at the plows, so let's do that really quick. These are the standard in-game plows that you get, and there's really not a lot to plows. They are what they are. I think even the biggest one is 10.5 meters, and these ones here, they get a little tricky to back up and things like that, but when you start getting into the really big fields and plowing, you're definitely going to want to get into these bigger plows. Okay, so enough of that. Let's get this to work a little bit. We'll show you what it looks like. Pull up, and we're going to... Oh, that's right. We have to unfold it. There you go. As you can see, it just kind of puts those discs down. We're going to lower it. And we're just going to pull it along the field. And you can see, especially as we get up to this spot here that I plowed, you can see that the texture is different. That over there, this here's the plow texture. You can see that. And this is the cultivated ground texture. And that's pretty much all there is to know about cultivating. Like I say, it's really, with this game, it's all preference and options. And I feel that options are always a good thing, because it just lets you be immersed into the game in different ways. You can do things in this game so many different ways. Like I say, you could choose to plow and you could choose to cultivate. If you don't really want to do all that work, you can get a seed drill, and then it cuts out the cultivating altogether. But yeah, you could do it many other ways, and we haven't even gotten into like subsoilers yet. I figured that I will dedicate a video to subsoilers, because they're yet another different thing and something that you're probably not going to use as a beginner. So I'm going to finish doing this field, guys, and I will see you when I'm done. Now, before we actually start fertilizing any fields, I want to go over all of the different options that you have for fertilizing in the game, and there's no shortage of options, let me tell you. Now, some of these things, as a beginner, you probably won't be using right away, but I thought I would show them to you anyway. I figured this would be a good way. This is kind of the standard solid fertilizer spreader. It's smallish. You can put it on the back of it, and it's got a really good spread. I like these a lot. Then, of course, you have this one here, which is, it's like the one we used, the lime. Very good spreader. Now we have sprayers, and these use liquid fertilizer. This is a smaller one that just attaches right to the back. This is a bigger one, a bigger pull behind, as you can see. There are a lot of different kinds of fertilizers, guys. Fertilizer spreaders, sprayers. There's so many, and I'm not gonna go over all of them. Like some of these have tanks that go on the front that give you more fertilizer. You know, there's big. Oh, you know what? I forgot. I should probably add one of those to it too. Okay, hold on, guys. Let me just add one more thing to this. And we're back. Okay, so you have solid fertilizer spreaders right here. You have your sprayers that spray liquid fertilizer. This is going to spread manure. So this isn't something that you're going to do right away when you're beginning. You get manure from cows, and I believe you get manure from pigs. Yeah, cows and pigs. And so you would fill this up, and this will spread manure on your field. Yet another way to fertilize. Now you have your slurry tanks. And again, slurry is a byproduct of animals. It's kind of like liquid manure. So you have this tank here. That's a pretty simple one. It just kind of has a an attachment on the back of it here that it sprays out the slurry. This is a much larger one, and this actually has like a drag hose system. And you're going to unfold these hoses, and they'll drag across the ground, depositing slurry. And then you have this here. You have the like self-propelled sprayers. Let's just hop into this real quick. It's drivable. You fill up the tanks with your liquid fertilizer, and then you unfold it. Obviously, these are for big fields. You're gonna use things like this for. And there you go. And then you would go and continue, and you would spray your field. Let's fold that back up. So yeah, there are just a ton of options for fertilizing. And like I say, pretty much in the beginning of the game, if you're just starting out, these first couple are going to be your main options right here. The spreaders and the sprayers. Again, these here have to have animals for these. And these are just really big. They cost a lot of money. Really fun to use though. Now, there is another option of fertilization that we should talk about. And this one is completely different yet. So let's go into the map screen quick. And if we go down where we see the fruit types over on the right hand side of your screen, scroll down, and you'll see oilseed radish. Oilseed radish is a cover crop. Now, what you do with oilseed radish is you plant it, and when it grows, you don't harvest it. When it's fully grown, what you do is you just cultivate it. You can cultivate, you can plow it, whatever you like, but basically, once it's grown, you cultivate it into the ground, and it will provide like an organic natural fertilizer. So say you wanted to do a completely organic farm. You could plant your oilseed radish, and when it's fully grown, you can cultivate it into the ground. And then if you wanted, you could spread manure or slurry, whichever you prefer, whichever you have. And you could have a completely organic field if you go that route. You don't need a harvester for it. I believe you just use any standard seeder. Yeah. Any standard seeder can plant oilseed radish. So those are your options for fertilization, guys. I I don't really see a need to show these in action because it's basically the same thing that we've been going over. You just completely cover the field with it. You can see it. It'll be a different look. Well, you know, we'll just grab maybe one of each. We'll grab a sprayer and we'll grab a solid fertilizer, and we will just take a look and see what it looks like. So, yeah, we'll be right back. Alright, here we are back at the field, and the first one we have here is the solid fertilizer that we're going to spread. And as I say, this is pretty easy. All you're going to do, you're going to lower the fertilizer spreader. You're going to turn it on. And as you can see, it sort of makes the field look a little wet. I would say it makes the dirt look wet. And again, you're just going to do that to the entire field until the entire field's covered. But what we're going to do is we're going to save that other half. We're going to go grab the sprayer and we'll bring that up and I'll show you guys what that looks like. And we're back. And we have the pull behind sprayer. I chose that one. And basically what you're going to do is you're going to square up to where you want to go. Because I'm not sure how big this one's going to be. So again, you're going to unfold it. This one has very cool animations. I like it a lot. Looks really good. Oh geez. Okay, this has got a really large boom. Okay, so it's going to overlap a little bit, but that's fine. It's not that big of a deal. So now as you can see, it's all unfolded. If we press and hold L1 and take our right analog stick and move it up and down, you can control the height of the boom. So if you already have crops in, you can kind of raise it up so it's not taking the top of the crops. And again, you don't have to lower this. And you're just going to turn on your sprayer. Nope, wrong button. Okay. Now, as you can see, it's pretty much the same texture. I believe the only fertilizer texture that's different is the manure. The slurry looks the same way as the liquid fertilizer and the solid fertilizer. Now guys, I am going to do an episode going a little more in depth with the manure and the slurry, and we're going to do one talking about the cover crop too, the oilseed radish. I may put all three of those in one episode. I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that yet. But anyway, that's pretty much the basics of fertilizing and cultivating. Cultivating is pretty straightforward and pretty easy. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope someone is learning something about the game. That's what I aim to do with this series. I hope you all having a fantastic weekend, and we will see you next time.